So anyway, so let me introduce myself. My name is Bama. All right, I've been doing comedy for about 5 years now. And when I was first initially asked to do this hosting gig for this charity, I jumped at the opportunity, if for no other reason, just because I'm selfish. I'm completely selfish. I figured, you know, get some more fans, get some notoriety, and then make people think that I actually care about something other than myself for once. So I figured I would do this show. Now, not asking any questions about the charity or what it was about was my first mistake, because as soon as I accepted it, the owner comes up to me and she tells me two things that if I would have known previously, I probably would have not accepted this job. And the first thing was we have to be PG-13, right? I have never done a PG-13 thing in my life. Like, I was a baby and I was doing rated R movies, right? So right away I was like, oh, I gotta throw out all of my comedy. I don't think I've never dropped an F-bomb in front of an audience more than 10 times, but I'm gonna do that for you tonight. Yeah. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we gotta do it for the kids. But why do we have to do PG-13? All right. A lot of people say, oh, because we got kids coming. Our kids can't be acceptable to that kind of language. I'm sorry. I'm looking at all the parents around here, and you look pretty old, so I'm pretty sure we all know Eddie Murphy from Raw. Do we not? Eddie Murphy Raw? Okay. I guarantee you go to high school and you listen to these kids and the way they talk and the way they act, they will make Eddie Murphy look like a family comic. Alright, so it's not for the kids that I'm doing PG-13, it's for the parents who think that their kids are so angelic that they think they're so angelic that if I were to say one F-bomb, their whole lives would be ruined. No, it's for the parents. Now, the second thing that I was told when I accepted this job as host, two things happened in my brain simultaneously that I could not comprehend. The first thing was, this is a charity event for cancer. I could not think of a more depressing subject to do comedy about than cancer. Right? I don't care how horrible you think your life is, how bad your day is going, what you're going through at the time. You meet someone with cancer, and Starbucks not putting enough sugar in your coffee cup that night isn't that bad of a deal. Like, I guarantee you'll find a Vietnam vet with half his body cut off, blown off from the war, and he's laying on the ground and he asks someone to help him out, and then the closest person to him is a cancer kid, and he looks at him and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm too weak to help you out, I have cancer. He will magically hop up on his one leg and go on his way saying, no, I'm sorry, it's okay, I got this. The second thing that kind of blew my mind was the name of the charity, Cancer for College. Now, it's a good charity, but of course, instead of asking questions, right, and finding out what exactly this charity is about, I figured what I would do is make my own assumptions, like any smart person would do, and try and figure out for myself Cancer for College. Now, let's break that down. Now, in my mind, this makes perfect sense, but at the same time, my mind does not work like your minds. I'm a comedian, that's what I do. So I take the words Cancer for College, right, so let's break that down. Cancer for College, that sounds like a bunch of high school kids that are about to graduate. Let's get cancer before we go to college, because by the time we graduate college and get our degrees, we're going to have cancer anyways. Whether it's liver cancer because of all the alcoholic binges, all right, or lung cancer because of all the smoking we're going to do, or genital cancer, which is my personal favorite, or the one I like to call, what the hell did I do last night, cancer. Right? I mean, that's not college. I mean, unfortunately, college is a really expensive, you know, thing to do, but I guess it's a lot easier when you have cancer, because not only do you have the Cancer for College, but now you have, I mean, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, like, you couldn't make it any easier on these people. But, on the other hand, right, so, not everybody goes to college to get a higher learning. I guarantee you 90% of the people that go to college aren't going to get an education, right? 90% of the people are there to have fun. It's an experience. That's what it's about. But the 10% of people that do go to college are getting a higher learning either because A, they're not pretty enough to sleep their way to a better job, or B, they're too antisocial to cheat off the Asian kid next to them. Right?
Talking about
That's just how college is. That's just how it goes. But It is true. This guy knows. Look at him. Ask him. Ask him. He knows exactly how it is. But on a lighter note, my dad recently passed away, which is another example on how cancer is much more depressing than anything in your life, even a family death, right? And I was kind of depressed for a while, you know, I was really sad, until I found out he didn't leave anything behind for me, and now I'm just pissed. My friend received $20,000 from a grandfather passing away. I don't receive a dime, let alone my young 11-month-old son receives $500, and they wanted to put it into a college fund, which is what I like to call Daddy's alcohol fund for the next month. And I'm sorry, son, you're gonna have to be smart if you want to go to college fund. Right? Anyways, that's just how it is. On the other hand, you know what else is depressing?
No.
In a comedy show?
No.
Rape.
Oh, yeah.
Except that guy thought it was funny, so apparently rape is hilarious in this guy. But rape is very depressing when it comes to college show. But I'm not talking about rape like hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husband, because we're raping everybody up in here. No, I'm talking about if I'm playing Call of Duty and I stab some guy in the back and he's screaming, "Oh, you raped me." Oh yeah, because that makes perfect sense. So let's break it down. The word rape, being forced to have sex for no reason, right? Out of your will. All right, now let's take the new kid's form of rape. Oh, you beat me in a video game, you raped me. That makes perfect sense to me. I can see how those correlations go together. I don't know. So anyways, I'm sorry, I'm kind of performing on I'm a little injured.
Yeah,
you know, I scraped my toe last night.
Okay.
Really bad, like it was a bad scrape.
Yeah, we gotta put
Bad
it on our
scrape.
website.
So I went to the hospital, and nobody told me
Staying all night, right? Yeah.
that a hospital
Yeah, and then we're gonna go over there.
is where Mexicans like to go out after the, you know, he's laughing too, I can't do it, finish it. No, that's where Mexicans go out after the swap meet, and they hang out. No one told me that. I go there, there's 30,000 people in the waiting room. I got a scraped toe. All I need is a Band-Aid, right? And I'm gonna have to wait here for an hour just to get some you know, what do you call it when you disinfect it, right? And a Band-Aid, right? But I was lucky because once they called one name, 20 people got up and went inside, so it was great. But when you're sitting in a hospital waiting room, there's not much to do, right? You got magazines, they might have a TV playing CNN, which no one likes unless like you're like 70. Right? I've never watched CNN in my life. I don't think I ever will. But, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to entertain myself while I'm waiting to go in the waiting room. And there's a magazine next to me, and it happened to be a Better Homes and Garden. Right? Everybody knows that magazine, Better Homes and Garden. So I pick it up and start reading it. I don't care what magazine it is, as long as it distracts me from seeing Grandma die in the corner, I am fine. As long as it distracts me. So I'll open up and they have a special in the middle of the magazine, and it's the 10 best bidets, right? Now give me a clap if you know what a bidet is. You guys must have had fun with those things, right? For all the young people that know, a bidet is basically a toilet that shoots water and acts as toilet paper, right? So you can imagine what that, this guy gave me a smirk like he uses it every day. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have personally never used one, but I've heard it's amazing. Anyways, we got kids in Africa dying of dehydration every day, right? Because they don't have water. And yet we're using it to clean ourselves like no other. So it's like we're giving a big FU to African babies. I don't understand. Anyways, after the funeral of my dad's death, let me go back to that, because that's always a pleasant time. I'm driving home with my mom in her car, and her being the dinosaur that she is, she turns on the oldies station, right? And on the oldies, I hear John Bon Jovi on the oldies. John Bon Jovi, it blew my mind, right? Like, I never thought that John Bon Jovi would ever be on the oldies, and it got me thinking, oh, by the way, for the young people, John Bon Jovi is when music was good. That's when music was good, not this Skrillex and shuffling crap that you guys got nowadays. No, this John Bon Jovi was good music, right? Yeah. And now it's in the oldies, and I can only imagine what is music going to be like when I'm pissing on myself and I'm in a deathbed. I guarantee you I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna stop flirting with my cute little caregiver and be like, can you turn on the radio, honey? And she's gonna turn it on, and this is what we're gonna hear. I like big butts and I cannot lie. That's the type of music my generation is gonna be listening to when we're dying. When we're dying, people are gonna get up and start shaking their booties, and you will hear hips dislocate all across the country, and the smell of Bengay will arouse anybody that is in their deathbed to get up. Oh, honey, can you please grab my bedpan? I might wet myself. Let's do this. Anyways, thank you very much for letting me perform for you tonight. You've been an awesome crowd. The next 3 comedians are brand new to the state, so make sure you give them a great round of applause.